That. That. I'll go left. Eh? Aye.
See what I mean?
What's that?
You want a candid camera?
Hey, uncandid camera. Who's this little one in the corner? Ah, it's Terry.
Look well.
Give us a smile. A big picture of that. Oh, it's going, just
Right, can we... It's a shame to cut it, isn't it? Can you please gather round so that you can all see, if you could sort of fill the space. Yeah. So bearing in mind it's still so we're still cutting from this side. Is that fine? Are we getting everybody? Now we want them, right. Right, I'll just briefly explain. I think you all know what's happening. Sure we do. We're going to cut the cake which has been made for us, organised being made from the ladies and gentlemen you've seen with us today from Spark Communications. They're a peer public relations company that have actually been given the task of organising 95 cakes. I think it was 95, was it, to be produced? 98? 100? Yeah. The occasion, as you know, is the 50th anniversary of the setting up of REMPLOY. Now, we know that the York factory actually doesn't celebrate our 50th until 1999, but the actual first factory, Bridgend in South Wales, was started 50 years ago, it's today. So what's happening is every factory and office and all the other places, they're all going to cut a cake at 11 o'clock. We're 5 minutes late, but never mind. Now, what I'd like to do, I'm not very good at cutting cakes. About 25 years ago when I cut a cake like that, 26 years ago.
27.
Kathy, I'd like Kathy to come with me and cut the cake because Kathy is our longest serving employee. She's coming up for 36 years service with REMPLOY. Kathy, come round though. Can we do this together? Come round here. Which is your good side? Right, let's have your right. Right, so I think what we'll do, Kathy, we'll do it wedding cake style. And we'll make a cut right through the middle of the cake. As like that. What I'd like to say now is every employee is going to be given one of these wonderful Staffordshire pottery mugs. In 50 years' time on the Antiques Roadshow. Now, I'd like to give you a lot more. I can't. You're going to get a mug, and of course you're going to get a piece of cake. But what I am going to do, on behalf of REMPLOY management, I'm going to present this wonderful bouquet of flowers to you, Kathy, to receive for the workforce. Now, what I'm also going to say to the rest of you, you're going to say, what are we getting? Well, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to give this cake to Pat. I'm going to ask Pat to cut this cake up into 75 portions. Put it in your mug. And in about 10 minutes flat, I'm hoping that you'll all be able to go on.
They'll go to kiss.
How does that sound? All right. Thanks a lot. So you'll just give Pat a chance now to do the necessary cutting up.
Yeah, 27.
Looking at her.
Don't know, the ticket fell off long time ago.
Hey, hang on. Just slow down.
Hey, Alan, Stephen, best thing you do is give you a mug of tea. There's your mug.
Will you have your phone?
Just give me a photo. Right, come and drop. Thanks a lot, then.
All right.
I'm still after the gift.
Smile, you're on candid camera.
All right.
Right, you can go home now.
Thanks very much. There's your mug. Look after it.
And then you're going to be on candid camera.
Oh, well, we're going to photograph.
Look at Philip. Not particularly. Yeah. Well, go on then.
Go on, then. Go on.
Have your photograph taken? Carl? Smile to Philip. Okay.
Yeah, Bill. You're 30 year man. 30 on.
Smile up still.
Lovely couple.
Nice big smile. Lovely. Right, you can go home now.
Get on, you can go home now.
Here they come. Tweedledum and Tweedledee.
Wait a minute. Thanks, love.
That's a good one. Okay. Are you close enough?
Yeah.
Do you want to get them, you know? Oh, dear. Come on, hey, Steve, you've got to give her a kiss. Come on, there you are. Oh.
Can I go with Debbie as well?
Yes? Oh, yes, you do. You two can kiss each other if you want. No, don't take it. A nice big smile. Lovely.
Right, thanks a lot, love. Go on now. Come on, don't be shy.
Don't try.
Don't be shy.
No stressing it.
Okay. Molly. There's your glove. And Kathy, you're getting the size of flowers you're getting a mug as well.
Are you ready? Nice big smile.
49, 99. Oh, yes.
Retired then. 1992.
Yeah, but that's good. One lovely couple.
Come on, don't be shy.
Nice big smile for Philip. Lovely.
Get the queue, John, we'll get the queue, lad.
Come on, darling. It's on the queue.
Yeah,
First road.
Nice big smile for the camera. Lovely. Thank you.
Oh.
Here they come.
Mr. Redbrown.
I hope you've got that toilet done, you. Very good. Nice smile.
Right, thanks,
Nice big smile for the camera. Okay. Very good.
Right.
Okay.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you. Nice big smile from Jean.
High quality.
High quality.
You're dead good. You're dead.
Come on, Jean. Have you no more left?
That's it, wait a minute.
Hang on, hang on. Oh,
Sorry.
is that the last one?
No.
Go on.
One more.
Come on, lads. So, what are you doing?
That's it. What were you want to
Is that it? Have we had everybody?
Bring on the camera.
camera?
Wow, I love.
Right, see you.
I think he's still got some more. We're
Yeah,
okay.
that's finished. Go on.
Well, there's only two in there.
There's only two.
Right. Wait, hold you.
Right.
Okay. Big smile.
We've got it on the video anyway. Okay.
Is that it? Here, I'll do that one. Whoops.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
I'll give it to Bill, he can check it, it's just pressing button, there's only one. Come on, let's have it, don't be shy. Come along, Maggie, don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
Come along, don't be shy.
Is Maggie the last one?
No, there's more yet, there's more. Come along, John, let's have you then. Terry. Let's
Have you no more left now?
Okay. Right.
Good smile, big smile.
Hey, Alan, don't drop it.
Lovely.
All right. Right, next. Come on, they all go home.
Raise
How many have you got left, lad? 4. Here, I'll have one. Hey, Carlton. Here. Well, you might as well take one, have one with me.
No. Oh, it's very bashful.
No.
All right.
Hey, come on! Come back! Oh, didn't, oh, sorry. David, do you want one, love? Because you can have it when we've got... All right. Have a photograph taken. Big smile. That's it. Lovely, thank you. All right.
That's it. Oh.
Here comes Brian. And Trace. Okay.
All right.
Big smile, Trace.
Right.
That's it, look.
Next two only one cake.
Next to what?
The other one cake.
You only want cake?
Yeah, I don't want a picture.
Oh, you want the mug?
Yeah.
Don't they want a mug?
You two ladies shy? There's 2 shy ladies here, so all right. Sylvia's not shy.
Do not say.
Here, I'll
Come on.
You're not.
All right, we'll just give you
Right, ladies. Get your picture taken.
Get a picture up.
There's your mug.
Do you two want a photograph?
You want 2? This lady's taking his freedom.
The next one.
Christine, smile. Give us a good smile, you two. That's it.
Right.
The next one is the last
What's
one.
wrong?
3 do it at once.
All right,
Between
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
Right, that's on you.
I make a good picture of
Right. There we are.
If I can get your arm right.
Yeah.
Are you ready, Phil? Right.
Right.
Right,
Thank you.
I've just got some left, so what about Bobbins here? Have you one?
Well, Mal hasn't had one, has
Oh,
she?
it, Phil.
Thank you, Carl.
Thank you very much.
Fetch Bob in a moment and then we'll have you and photograph of you and Bob. Fetch Bob. Oh, has he gone?
Wait,
Oh.
Carl, you haven't got one at Carl and Sandra.
Well, Mal hasn't been in and Zephra, so fetch them and all. We'll have...
Come along with us.
You won't.
Right?
Okay.
Then I've got a picture.
Are you ready? Come on, Mal, smile. You're on candid camera. Yeah, and Pat.
We've done it 5.
Yeah,
And
well,
Carl.
come on, Pat.
That's it now.
Is that, you know more? Philip.
And Philip.
Right.
Philip needs one. I'll take one of yours. All right.
Just for the video.
Take a photograph of Pat.
Right.
Have you done? All right then. Let's just turn that...
All right.
Oh, just because you second choice.
Christine wants
What a
to
shame.
We're trying to go over the top of
Thanks,
Brian.
Chris.
Here. Mug.
Smile. Smile. You can't get away from this one.
Look at that, spot on. You're on. There's Sandra. How you doing? you go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, brilliant. Cost
Is it actually recording now? Have you got more like?
Yeah, I've got a remote. Remote to go with it. You're on. Oh yes. Brilliant shot there. Nearly.
Right, no, listen. I'm going to leave you doing this. You carry on
Yeah, I'm
doing
out
this.
to keep away, and I'm my
And I'll put Jane.
These are people doing headrest on that sector, Paula and the rest of the crew. And the flag, also flag. We're on candid camera. Yeah, Debbie. Yep. It's like 2 weddings and a funeral. Hello. Hello. Smile, Jeff. Stop, ignore this. Let's fall. Here we are, packing sweets. We'll actually put them in boxes.
I'm the General Manager for REMPLOY in Northern England, so it's my pleasure to welcome you here today. And I'd like to go through just one or two housekeeping points first, if I may, and just give you a little flavour of what's going to happen. And fire exits, in the unlikely event that you hear a siren or you see flashing lights, the fire exits are to my left, to my right, immediately behind you, and also the way that you came in as well. I will not embarrass anybody by asking them to turn off their mobile phones, because I know that you're all good. The good part is how many go like that. What we're basically going to do today is to celebrate a little bit, because I think these occasions should be celebratory occasions. We're going to run through one or two little things, nothing exciting. There is no audience participation, so you can sit down and have a if you're good, you get lunch afterwards. If you're not good, and being good constitutes you clap me every time I say something. Then after that, that's it. The first thing I'd like to do is just talk a little bit about REMPLOY. I'm not going to talk a lot about REMPLOY. Most people either have never heard of REMPLOY or they think we run day centres. And actually we do neither of those. We are a commercial organisation employing some 10,500 people, and well over 90% of those people are disabled people. The types of businesses that we are involved in, we've got a textiles business, of which you can see parts of it here today. We've got a furniture business. Some of you actually may be sat on REMPLOY chairs. We have got a furniture business that does tables and chairs and office furniture. We've got a packaging business that produces carton and box. We have an e-cycle business which we're rapidly growing, and I forgot yours, so the e-cycle business is a new venture for us last year, and that's where we're taking end-of-life products, whether it be electrical or non-electrical, and actually recycling it. And we think that's going to be a big market, big growth market for us. We've also got a business called REMPLOY Work School, and essentially, if anybody inquires of anything in REMPLOY, we try and put it to a product-based business. If it's not in one of our 10 businesses, then it comes to me and my team, and we can do anything within REMPLOY. So we're, because we're partially government funded, people find this amusing, I think, at times. We're the entrepreneurial part of REMPLOY, and if you can be an entrepreneurial part of any government organisation, then I think that's a major achievement. The last bit that I've missed, and I've deliberately missed it until last, because we have a lady at the back who physically violates me every time that we're together. We have an organisation that's called Interwork. Interwork is a very, very important part. Interwork's role, I talked about 10,500 people. 6,000 of those are employed within REMPLOYs, and we've got 82 sites within the UK. 4,500 of them are in outside companies, and they're employed by outside employers as well. And Interwork's role is to basically find people, train people, and find jobs for those people. And last year we did 2,000 people from unemployment to employment. This year, in the year we just ended in March, we'll do another 2,000. And when I tell you that we've got 499 other competitors that do the same thing. And REMPLOY, the sum total of all the 499 do not add up to the 2,000 that REMPLOY get through, which I think is a tremendous achievement for that particular organisation. Be quite happy with that.
That was very good.
Excellent. Thank you. As far as York's concerned, REMPLOY started in 1949, and 1945, 46. REMPLOY opened its first factory in York in 1949, and we actually moved to this premises here in 1973. So we're well established. It's the city, isn't it? Yeah, we're well established in the city. Been here for a long time, I've absolutely no intention to be any other than to be here. The type of work that we do, the last 3 or 4 years we've been doing textiles work, and you'll see as you go around, so I'm not going to bore you with everything we do, but we do anything from automotive head restraints right through to flags and various other bits and pieces of textiles, as well as other work as well. So if anybody wants any sweets, for example, we've got a nice supply of sweets that we're currently contract packing. They will be on sale later if you want to buy them. One of the things that I think is very important, and we at REMPLOY think is very important, is the people. And I know every organisation says people are important and we can't operate without people. That's true, but most people play lip service to it. I'm sure we could do better as well, but we genuinely believe it, and I certainly believe it. And I think when we get occasions like this, it's very important that we recognise our employees. And we also recognise how our employees play a part in the community. So I'd like to ask, before I get on to that, I want to ask Bernard Soden to just come up and join me. Now Bernard, actually Bernard's been here longer than I was here until he retired, longer than my age, because he was here 34 years. And actually he's just retired, and he's had his main presentation, and he was telling me it was about 5 or 6 weeks ago. Yep, I'm talking. It's about 5 or 6 weeks ago he retired, and he was telling me this morning that his main hobbies are gardening and also photography he do. But he was bored out of his school. So much so that he's actually become famous as well, but I don't think he's admitting that, because in his gardening he's actually now appearing on a website. Is that right?
Well, I am.
Yeah, really. Your modesty allows you to say that.
Yeah.
So what we've asked Bernard back for this morning is we want to make him another little presentation, and I think it's right and proper that we do that in front of everyone and do it properly and right. And it's nice for him, I think, to come back to meet his colleagues again, and also for his colleagues to see how he is settling or not into his retirement. So on behalf of REMPLOY, I'd like to present you with this, if I may. So, congratulations, young man. I'd like to invite, now if I might, John Dawson. Is John here? Excellent. Pleased you're here. And John is from Martin House, and I'd like to also invite Heather Kirkpatrick up, and Heather's from REMPLOY. Move across. I just want to explain a little bit. Heather's going to present a cheque to John, and before we present the cheque, I just want to explain a little bit about what it is. This year is European Year of Disabled People, and that's why we've got flags, and we put flags up in every REMPLOY, and we're trying to celebrate that fact and involve us more in the community. One of those things is we've got a number of initiatives that we've got coming on this year. One is for employers to double opportunities, and what we would like to do is we're challenging employers to double the number of opportunities they've got for disabled people. We also have got something called Donate a Day, and that's where we're encouraging every single member of our staff to get involved in the community and to donate a day. And actually we'll let them do it in work's time, so they don't have to denote it in their own time. And that's about getting people involved in the community. Now REMPLOY York here decided that they want to support Martin House, basically. The first part of what they're donating is REMPLOY is very, very keen on health and safety. We still have accidents like anybody else, but we like to celebrate when we've not. Now, York's had at least 2 years without a reportable accident, which is an excellent achievement. And REMPLOY donates, if you like, from the head office to each local REMPLOY when they've achieved something like that, an amount of money. And the employees can decide whatever they want to do with it. And in this instance, they've decided that they're going to start this year off by donating it to Martin House. So that's why you're here, young man, as you know, and that's why you're here, young lady. So, we've got the check. Wasn't the ceremony. You've got the check, so I'll leave it up to you. Thank you very much. Okay,
Could I just say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to receive this cheque from you. And just on a personal note, I'm so thrilled that Heather is presenting this to me, because Heather and I go back many, many years. We used to go to the same church together in York many years ago. And Heather famously had a little collection box from my previous charity in the shape of Paddington Bear. And I know over many years collected lots and lots of money for action research. So I am particularly delighted to receive a cheque from Heather. Thank you, Heather. It's lovely. Can I just say at Martin House, I'm the new boy at Martin House. I started there last September. But it's a lovely place. It's Yorkshire's very own hospice for children and young people. And last year we opened our extension to the hospice, which is a teenage unit. So that young teenagers can come to the hospice, receive love, care, respite care. Their families can come and receive all the help and treatment that they so much deserve with their difficult illnesses that they have to contend with. So I'm particularly delighted that REMPLOY is helping Martin House. And I can assure you this money will be well used in your local hospice for children and young people here in Yorkshire. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
I talked a little bit earlier about how REMPLOY believes in its employees and knows that its employees are the most important part of REMPLOY. And for a good 12 months now, we've actually been setting up learning centres in a number of their employees. Our objective is to have learning centres, or at least access to learning centres, for every single employee. Out of the 82 or so employees that we've got, by the 31st of March, 40 sites will have their own learning centres. And what we do in those learning centres is we let people have access to learning that they want. So we do, for example, numeracy training, we do literacy training, we do computer training, we do specific skills training. And one of the prime reasons we're here today is to open their employee learning centre. Now, don't expect lots and lots of whistles and bells, because that's not what it's meant to be. It's meant to be what it's supposed to be, and that's a learning centre. And we target at least 5% of all employee time as employee development time. I'm actually delighted to say that the northern region's got something like 8% currently up to the end of February. And I think that's a great achievement for everybody concerned. But we'll come on to that a little bit later. So far I've been doing all the talking. So I'd like to invite our guest, and I hope I pronounced his name right, Adi Adepitan. Is that right?
Yeah, that's
excellent. Who is a well-known, because I know he's well-known because I see him on the television all the time. And I think he's on BBC One, is it? Or is it on 2 as well? BBC One. When you see the programmes changing, you see lots of people in red. And this is our red man. And he's also, what he's not known for though, is he's actually a basketball player. And hopefully he's going to show us his skills later on. And if he doesn't show us his skills later on, then you're not going to get any lunch because we can't move on.
and actually said he could get 5 out of 4 there. He's been practicing.
So, you're in charge now. Off you go, young man.
Hi everyone. I'd just like to say first of all, I'm really honoured to be here and to be asked to open REMPLOY's new learning centre. I'd just like to say for a long time, REMPLOY has been a leading light in employment of people with disabilities, and hopefully with the launch of this new centre, they'll help to maintain their status and act as a model for other employers all over the UK. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to stop there for a second, because we don't allow anybody to go. Yeah, this wasn't in the script. Sorry about that. Carl's the manager responsible. I should have introduced Carl later on, but I'm not very good at remembering things, so it took me that long to remember who he was. Carl, I'd like to present on behalf of us all here, well, to you, a little token for coming today. Over to you, Carl.
Andy, one of our employees has got a very unique skill in, he's an artist in his own right. I'm going to present you with a commemorative thing, commemorating the day today. If you look very closely at the work, you'll see that interwoven in all of this is the message of what we're trying to portray with our REMPLOY and learning centres. And what I would like to say to everybody, there is a actual selection of Victor's work up on the wall that he has put a price on, and it is available to go to his own charity, the Asperger's Syndrome charity. I believe that's correct, Peter. He's very shy. He's asked me to do this for me. I'd like to give you this on behalf of everybody at REMPLOY, and thank you very, very much for coming. Thank you, Addy.
Now, just while Addy is preparing himself, I'd like to do 2 more little presentations. The first is to the Lady Mayoress. Who's going to give me something? Somebody there, right, thank you. I'll come down to you. Thank you. Now, I think the second is actually a bit of a surprise, and that's Barbara Soden. So can Barbara come and join me? And the reason we wanted to do this, actually, is to thank her for 34 years of getting him out of bed. Is that? You were back at base camp?
Absolutely, right, I was heading to work.
Right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you very
And keep getting up with you. Right, so we're ready for throwing the ball, young man.
After you, sir.
After me, I'm going to shotgun. Now, the way this works is, if it can hit the net, without hitting me, which is difficult, then I open this curtain. Anyway, you like it, it's not for me. Actually, that was a nerve-wracking And now I'm just totally shattered, so Tim, my erstwhile attractive assistant, will tell you what happens next.
All right, thank you. What we'd like to do now is send you off on tours around the factory. We've got some tour leaders, some tour guides who are going to take you. If you'll notice on your badge, you've got a coloured dot. And we're going to split you up into groups. So, where's Carl, first of all? Carl's our first tour leader. Where's he gone? Oh, is that? If you've got a blue dot on your badge, can you now go and grab hold of Carl, or he'll grab hold of you, and he'll take you around the factory. So blue dots with Carl, please.
Just a second, he's just going to take another photo with the...
All right.
And the star.
Lord Mayor and Lady Mayoress, if you'd like to have a go, you can. We'll just get the photos out of the way and then we'll be on the tables.
Expected or afraid. Go on.
All right, Carl?
Yeah, I'll get rid of the ball.
You notice Carl isn't having a go.
I've been trying for 2.5 days.
Right, any blue dots with Carl, please? Thank you very much indeed, and Carl will take you around. Myra's somewhere. Hello, Myra. Just put your hand in there so we can see who you are. Myra's at the back there. Anyone with a green dot? If you've got a green dot,
Hey, look, got both of us on now, look.
Hey,
smile.
Get in there.
How you doing, man, dude?
Nice one. Thanks
Not
for
bad.
Cheers.
Coming around, they can have a look and see what you're up to. Where's Sandra? I've lost Sandra. Oh, hello, Sandra. Sandra is a red dot.
It was an amazing experience.
Have you been skiing before?
It was the second time I've been skiing started before. I also present a kids show on BBC One and Sky Digital called Exchange, and I went skiing with them in Canada. That was really cool. It was cold as well.
The ones that do the sort of inter-programming with you in the wheelchairs, are they all part of the same team?
Well, I've got him just a minute. I'm going to read off in there, yeah. I'm just giving him a chance to get settled in and
We
everything.
did a special for Comic Relief on last
No, I didn't. Because he came on at the beginning. I didn't know whether they superimposed that on.
No, Peter Kay was there. We did it with Peter Kay. We went up to Bolton and filmed that with him. It was good laugh. Really funny guy. Very, very funny. I couldn't believe it when he said he was going to fall out of the chair. And he did as well. He did it as well. No stunt double or anything. It was him.
Shall we lead off then? I'll show you the main event, which is the...
Can't do it.
Working with the college. That's great. And we've also got some Learn Direct, the new Learn Direct book which is taking place as well. Now, I mean, initially this is to be like REMPLOY, but as we progress, it is expected that this site will be made freely available for the community as well, for additional learning. That's the plan. It's been brilliant. And the vibes are the people that's been doing it. That's really, really good.
Computer scared me. I've been arguing with my computer for the last couple of days.
Well, you've got to argue with your computer.
I get too impatient. It doesn't do things quick enough, and then I crash it.
Our biggest focus was the furniture, everything was no problem. Getting the kit in and getting it all working, brand new stuff that it's supposed to be, and hooking into the various lines, because we're on like a line system. I don't think there's been over the past month or so, I think we've always had one machine that's played it on the day, gradually whittling it down. So I'll take you through now and give you just a brief idea of what's going on the site. The automotive that you see on site, core product for the last 4 years, we've been making sewing tapes, burn out 2 on stick. We do all the sewing. think you see the policemen when they go on scenes of crime. This is something again which I'm surprised they haven't asked us to make. Going by the colour, and it is literally a sweat. Good that we don't have to. That is a Dyson vacuum cleaner filter. We just actually finished working for a company about eight miles down the road. We were packing millions of that. Of course, the bad news on that, Dyson have now gone offshore to Malaysia. So we've lost that part of the business, but I can show you this little thing here. When you take it apart, it's actually a contact lens cleaner. It works with a little agitator that goes in. We're actually going into business for the same company that does the work, that we did the work for the Dyson, and eventually we could be packing something like 4 million. Well, we're actually sharing it. Our competitor actually is the local prison. And they're much cheaper than us because they work for phone cards. But we're going to get, I guess, about 2 million of those to pack in year 2 and 3. This is going to be over like a 5-year situation. And I mean, from my point of view, that is brilliant. Yeah. Because by far the biggest restriction I've got in there is the size of our site. It just doesn't lend itself to packaging and assembly. The people do, but the site doesn't. That's the problem.
This is a new garment.
I'll take you down a little bit further. That's a further example of Peter's work.
Oh, you're all right.
We actually deal with people on the big retail we'll organise training, you know, some sort of working warehouse, we'll pay for that, if there's whatever the needs, bother to get them support. And then we actually go out and knock on doors and find jobs. And we find that we actually get more jobs from people that aren't advertising. And because there's all the people while they're actually in work. Once they get a job, they don't get a job. And so we actually play more meaning to get involved. That's right. So that's what we do.
Right, we'll move on a bit. Try to keep a balance on the day of having something going on so that you can see where it's actually being produced and try to keep it down your so obviously we're scaling down the operations. What we've got here is the actual flag manufacturer. We don't print flags, they actually come into an on-the-road printed. We literally take them from there. We cut the roads or islands. You wouldn't believe how many variations there are on flags. We've made hundreds of variations. Yeah, we've done that. That's been very busy around the Jubilee. Yeah, we did all the Commonwealth Games. We did subcontract to a company that supply them. A lot of it's corporate stuff. I mean, what you see now is corporate stuff. Yeah. Some will be doing the same thing.
What's the smallest number of flats in the
Yeah, everything's different. You never know what's going on. I'm thinking about what the market. You think you've seen everything in the back line, a new combination of them. Hold on a bit.
Don't take shots, do you? How many joking?
So we actually make all of the patches, patch them to one of our little and it's a little bit of your business. That's a machine. Machine does all the work. Same feature, it takes months sometimes to do one.
East End, you know.
East End?
Yeah.
My neck of the woods.
Is that where you are?
I'm from Stratford, East End.
Right, oh yeah.
I'm a West Ham supporter, unfortunately.
What do you think to going on trains then? Going on tube, do you get on the tube alright?
Yeah, I got on the tube. I just knock the people about and say, sort me out, get me up the stairs and stuff.
They're mad, aren't they? They go like hell on them trains, aren't they?
Can we just move on a bit?
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
And as I say, as an example of the package that we've got going on, we just make up a box. 20 packets in a box. Back you go.
How are you doing? I've still got my mouth now. I'm doing my little chapter. I've got my little road to go.
Nice picture of that, is that alright?
Yeah. What did you express your
Yeah, I just want to do this first one.
Okay, do it.
since the government...
I commend this motion in the full knowledge and belief that our movement will support our REMPLOY members to keep REMPLOY manufacturing and disabled people in work. There'll be no sellouts, there'll be no surrender by the trade unions, and there'll be no factory closures. I move.
Visiting the first of a new batch of special factories is Labour Minister George Isaacs. Set up to aid disabled men, the REMPLOY factories teach new jobs. Men who otherwise would be forced to remain idle are now able to work. War-disabled craftsmen now work with comparative ease. Among trades taught in these factories are clock and watch repairing, carpentry and furniture making. This and other factories in the REMPLOY group are all part of a non-profit-making organization. Their justification is the product they turn out and the courage of the men who work in them.
REMPLOY was set up in 1945 by a Labour government, and it was set up to stop disabled people, mainly people who was injured in the last war, to actually be begging for their existence and to give them proper jobs, skilled jobs. And they never set it up on basket weaving or low-skilled jobs. It was high-skilled jobs, and they used the highest technology at the time.
You simply can't see the new zip, even when it's at the back of a dress where the old, all-too-visible zip was usually tucked away. But here at Charles William Davis's fashion showrooms, this secret fastener crops up in the most unexpected places. In this teddy-tinning tennis dress, it's placed undetectably under the arm. Men disabled in the war and employed by the government-sponsored organization REMPLOY manufacture this hidden zip, which can turn slacks into something like tights.
Everything went fine all the way through the 40s, 50s, 60s, and right up to the early 80s. And then, of course, we had a Tory government come in, and that made a big difference because they stopped getting the big orders from the MOD. And the MOD started sending their work offshore.
We operate in sort of low to medium skill manufacturing in small factories. We operate in sort of low to medium skill manufacturing in small factories. That's about the worst place in the British economy to be.
The problem that we got with this company is you've got a board of directors that neither you or I would have running a burger bar outside a nightclub at kicking out time on a Saturday night. They've got absolutely got no imagination, no business acumen, and they've all failed in the past lives of where they've been, and they fail in REMPLOY and they fail in disabled people now.
They offered me the office of me the shop. They said I'd better take anything they got. Do you want to make tea at the BBC? Do you want to be? Do you really want to be a cop? Can you tell us what the problem is? Just to film you while you come in and sit down.
They're making a film of the REMPLOY.
Can you take the camera?
You're happy to do it. What's the problem?
Yeah, you were sacking people on DVD.
You were happy.
Excuse me, we
You
spent
were
no
happy.
filming. Excuse me.
To sack our people on
Yeah, you were happy to sack people by DVD.
Bloody cowards.
Get blessed.
You cowards.
Liars and
cowards.
The consortium of trade unions on the 22nd of May were down in London to be told that the proposed closures, 43 sites were named that day. At 2 minutes to 12, the affected sites were actually told by DVD that their factories was to close. What you see before you there is a multi-million-pound Gerber operation. It's one of the world's leading cutting operations we've actually got. We've cornered the niche market of the nuclear, biological, chemical warfare suits and the CBRN suits.
It closes down, nothing. You know, just can't see me getting anywhere, especially at my age, like now, you know. And I say before I started here for REMPLOY, it was always difficult being disabled. As soon as you put a CV in for disabled, in the bin it went.
It'd be an absolute injustice if this place closed down for the likes of Kelvin, who, like I say, come here as a school leaver, who knows the job inside out. Them skills would be left to languish.
Some of them tried working in the outside industry, and even though the chief executive, Bob Warner, says that they'd be all right, they wouldn't be. In the outside world, really, they wouldn't have a job to go back to. They would get shown the door in the end. That's why these places are good for them.
My way of life won't be the same, because I don't think I'll be happy working in outside industry. I just have to, I don't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do, to be honest.
What it means to the people is it's whole communities, it's families within inside REMPLOY. It's disabled people wanting to work with other disabled people. It's a loss of skills, it's a loss of UK manufacturing, and it's a loss of, most importantly, of the opportunity of jobs for disabled people.
I've got a very severe heart condition and a leg condition, and even a simple task of stacking a shelf in a supermarket, I haven't got the mobility for that. I need a job like I've got now where I can move around a factory, but I can stop and rest when I need to. All disabilities are catered for in this factory, where they wouldn't be in mainstream.
I've worked in outside industry and I do know there's discrimination against disabled. So where do we go from here? We're just being thrown back out into the big bad world. Nothing's changed in the years. Discrimination Act's come in but doesn't mean anything to anybody.
Me and you could go out of in and end up in a road crash today, or our children could. And we may well need a factory like REMPLOY to work in, to learn new skills, to bring us back into society. And that is the key to it. It means for the existing workforce that they'll flounder in low-paid jobs, they'll be pushed into the supermarkets, into retail, and they'll be given the worst jobs possible. And these jobs won't last. Eventually most people will end up back on benefits, so all the skills will be lost, and it'll be lost to the UK manufacturing as well. But going forward, it means a tremendous difference for the future of disabled employment.
As you can see, this is a modern building. I think it was only built around 1987. And every person you've interviewed today, all highly skilled, proud of what they do. And I think the message is pure and simple here. When we tried to close us 4 years ago, we got organised. And this is where the infamous Blobby Men, the uprising of the Blobby Men came from. Our message is pure and simple to the REMPLOY board and the chief executive of REMPLOY. And the message is, no factory closures!
When I joined REMPLOY, it was an eye-opener, where your disability was taken into consideration. Your condition of employment reflected your disability. That's what REMPLOY do for people. They give them training and they give them hope for the future. If you look at the people in REMPLOY, perfect example is that I was in Hillington on Monday. Hillington's on the actual closure list. We had a meeting there with 2 European MEPs on Monday. We asked the question of the workforce, how many people think in a year's time, if this factory closes, you'll be in employment? And not one put their hands up. They're well aware that without REMPLOY, they're on a benefits roundabout. Short-term unsuitable work, low paid, low wage, poor conditions, back onto benefits.
I grew up in a company town, and I worked real hard till that company closed down. They gave my job to another man on half my wages in some foreign land. But when I asked, how could this be any good for our economy, I was told nobody cares.
We've been on the campaign trail now for well over a year. And we last year, even before the announcements were made, we sort of second-guessed the company in as much as we knew that they'd become wanting to come up with closures. And we've gone up and down the country, winning the hearts and the minds of people, you know, everywhere, all around the country, and everywhere we've gone, we've had wonderful support of trades councils, local communities, and people have come on to us and said, you know, their granddads or their aunties or uncles or whoever used to work in the local REMPLOY, and it was absolutely disgusting that the government and the company were thinking of closing the factories.